Funding for Stress-Free Cooking is brought to you by Cutco. Cutco has been making high-quality products in Olean, New York since 1949. Cutco's straight-edge blades are durable, flexible, and hold a razor-sharp edge. And by Melissa's. Established in 1984, Melissa's World Variety Produce is currently the largest distributor of specialty produce in the United States. You could depend on Melissa's for delivering great quality products in fruits and vegetables.
Hi, I'm Barbara Seelig-Brown. Welcome to Stress-Free Cooking. What I want you to do is come home from work, put on your bunny slippers, pour a glass of wine, and cook with me. Hi, welcome to Stress-Free Cooking. I'm Barbara Seelig-Brown. Today I have a very special guest, my good friend Lou DiPaolo, and Lou has come to help me make cheese at home. But before we start, I just want to tell you a little bit about Lou. So Lou, welcome.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
I also want to have you pretend you're putting on your bunny slippers and having a little bit of wine, and then we're going to cook a great pot of cheese together. So.
Salute.
Salute. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
Lou and his family own DiPaolo Fine Foods in New York City. They are Lou is fourth generation. It's been a wonderful family business, right? And you?
That's right. We're very proud of it. You know, we're into our fifth generation. We're our children now.
With your children. And Lou and his brother Sal and his sister Marie are the mainstays of the fourth generation.
That's right. That's right.
I love shopping there because every time I go to your store, no matter how busy it is, and it does get busy, you always make me feel like I'm the only customer in the store, and that's so special.
That's the traditional way. That's the way my great-grandfather and grandparents had their business. You know, the stock counters always have been waist high. It represents a table. And we want you to feel and have an experience, a good experience when you come in. And one of the main staples for the Italian immigrants, especially Southern immigrants, was fresh mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella is a fresh dairy. It should be consumed fresh. And it's very easy to make fresh mozzarella. It's very difficult to make it really good. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But I think if you'd like, and I'd like to show your home viewers how we make fresh mozzarella. Mozzarella is a cheese, and how cheese is made is simply by mimicking nature. This here is what we call cagliata. Cagliata or curd. You ever heard of the nursery rhyme, Little Miss Muffet?
Yes, sat on a tuffet.
Right, and she ate her curds and whey. Okay, well this is the curd,
Okay.
and the whey is the liquid.
That separates.
That separates. Now what it is nature's way of us, our first food, which is mother's milk, to be separated, fat and protein, the curd, and the whey is the watery part of milk.
And you can see that pretty clearly in yogurt. When you open up a yogurt,
You'll
see the liquid, and that's the
little
whey.
separation.
Right.
And the way it's done is by adding an enzyme to the milk, heating the milk to approximately body temperature, which is 100 degrees or so, and adding an enzyme we call renin. When it's processed, it's called renin. That will separate the milk into the curds and whey. We extrude the whey, we're left with the curd. Now, making mozzarella is taking the curd, recutting it, and then recooking it, and cooking it in hot water.
Okay.
And then allowing it, sort of working the curds back together into almost an elastic type consistency. And that's what you're going to do right now.
But now how do I get the curd?
The curds, well, you can make the curd yourself if you want. It's a little bit difficult and time consuming, but any Italian market that makes fresh mozzarella probably will sell you some. So now we'll get started making the mozzarella. We have the curd that's already been cut up. And let me get a mixing bowl.
Okay, I can reach that for you.
Okay. You'll need a nice mixing bowl. I mean,
nice big one.
A nice big one like this here. Now we'll take all the cut up curd. We cut it up in these type of strips here. You see it's approximately a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch.
I'm just going to move that so the stove doesn't come on you. Okay, there we go. Good.
A 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch. We take all these curds and we just place it into.
Can I taste this?
Yes, you can. Here, take a piece.
Oh, it's like very bland.
It's very bland.
Okay.
And fresh mozzarella.
It does
tends
taste just like milk. I mean,
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's milk.
the solids of the milk, the fat
Okay.
and the protein that's in there. Okay, so we place these curds in here. Now we go to the water. The water needs to be approximately 180 degrees.
okay, so you can use a
It's
candle
very-
thermometer, meat thermometer.
Right.
Okay.
It's fairly hot. So what you would want to do is you would want to ladle
Okay.
the hot water, let me just careful here, into the pan to cover it. Now, this is what we call prima cottura, or the first cooking.
First cooking.
What you're
okay.
going to do is you're going to give the chance for the curd. Now, the curds is usually cold, so you want to give the chance of the curd
To warm up?
To warm up a little bit, to get the shock of the cold out of it.
Okay.
So you need to just cover it.
Do you want me to do anything while you're doing that?
No, just
Just watch?
watch.
Okay, so it's a
And we're
cooking
gonna-
class for me.
We're gonna put this on, right? Okay, so now we're letting the curd more or less
Warm up, take
warm
the
up.
chill off.
Yeah, we're taking the first prima cottura, as we say.
Okay.
And you'll notice,
Primo
what's
meaning first.
right, you'll notice that the water is changing color.
Yes, it's getting cloudy.
It's because some of the butter fat from the curd is coming
out.
And what's very interesting to note is that you have to make sure that you don't extrude too much of the fat. Now, you want to pick it up and see, oh, it's just about starting to have a little stretch to it.
Okay.
All right, so now, what we do, we need another bowl.
Oh, sure.
Take out some of this
Will this work?
first water yeah, that's fine. From the prima cottura, the first cooking,
Okay.
right? And now we're gonna add a fresh amount of hot water.
So now we're in the secondo.
That's right, the secondo cottura. All right, now we have the curds covered.
And you can see how much hotter it is this time because it had been, the temperature had already been brought up.
Right, that's right. Now, what I like to do is not just stick my hands right into it, but to take sort of a paddle or something and start to work the curds and knead the curds back together.
Okay.
Barbara, would you like to try to do this?
Sure.
All right.
If you trust me. And I'm
Well, it's
left-handed,
always a good
so it's
idea
backwards.
when you're new at it, because the water might be very hot, is to have a little bowl of cold water next to you
Okay.
so that you could take your fingers.
If you need to cool down.
Right.
But I'm used to hot.
Right.
So. This is getting very creamy, yeah.
You want to have it not fully covered, but almost. Now you see the way you're kneading it together.
Right?
You want to be able to have all the lumps of the
Smooth,
curds out.
nice
It's
and
got to be
smooth.
nice and smooth.
Okay.
And you see how it's all coming together? Mm-hmm. What I like to do is go from the bottom.
Underneath the fold
this
it.
way. This way here. Lift it up a little bit to make sure, and then work all around it.
Oh,
Just like
okay.
this.
So it's nice and creamy and smooth and
That's right.
elastic.
That's right.
Looks good.
You know,
Look
that's
how
why
smooth that
we
is.
call this cheese is in the family of pasta filata.
Yes.
And pasta meaning the paste, and filata meaning stretched or pulled out. So now what we do
Looks
is,
really good.
now you can take it, lift it out, right? And stretch it, holding it down over here.
Okay.
Stretch it out.
So hold the bottom and stretch it,
stretch it
and then
out.
put it back in.
And put it back in.
Okay, and then
Now you want to make sure all the lumps are out,
no lumps.
okay? And now
Ooh,
you're
that
just
feels
about,
really smooth.
now it's just about ready to be formed. This is the trick. You want to form it. Wait, I'm going to do one, and then I want to let you do the others. Fold it once, twice, tuck it,
Make
and
a
then
ball.
make a little ball, right?
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good.
And then immediately put it into cold water.
So it forms.
Yes. So
Okay.
this way, it will
Keeps
seal
that
the
shape.
outside, but let the juice of the mozzarella stay on the inside, because you want a very milky mozzarella.
All right, so I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to fold it over. Just keep folding.
Fold it, that's it, and now tuck it in, that's it,
Tuck it in like this,
right?
and then cut it off.
Right, and tear it off. And that's why it gets its name mozzarella. Mozzare means to tear off.
Okay.
Okay, and there you got your first ball of mozzarella that you made.
I like that.
Now you,
It's like forming pizza
right.
dough.
And you know, when you're first making it, you see what you're doing right there? you can actually make it into what we call, with a little bit of a head, like this here. Right? Now, this little head like this here, right? We'd make 2 of them, dry it out, tie them together, hang them over a bar, and now we have caciocavallo.
Oh, because it's aged a little bit?
It's aged, and it's aged over what we call a cacio means cheese, cavallo means horse.
Right, the
over
horse.
a simulated horse, because it's.
Okay, I was going to ask you to explain that because I heard the horse and I'm like, yeah, horse?
But you could make any shape or size. We make bocconcini.
Yes, the little bites.
Little mouthful.
Yep.
Now,
That looks
just
great.
like that, and right into the cold water.
Wow, look at you.
Well, now, you know what you could do?
What an expert.
We could make what we call a mozzarella roll. And you take a piece of mozzarella like this. Let's get a
This
platter.
whole piece?
Yeah, this whole piece.
Okay.
Right? Do you have a
Yes, I
platter?
have.
Sure. Take this platter. Okay, take the mozzarella,
All of it?
all of it.
Okay.
Fold it like you were making a ball, right? And now you put it in the center. Right on a piece of parchment paper is a good idea,
Okay.
right? You want to flatten it out like you're making
Like a pizza.
Right, flatten it out like a pizza. And then we're going to layer perhaps some vegetables,
Okay.
or I like to put prosciutto.
I think everyone loves prosciutto and mozzarella.
Right. This is prosciutto di Parma. You know, prosciutto di Parma, a historic product of Italy, and prosciutto San Daniele from Friuli, Italy. These are the real special products. Now you just take the prosciutto and you layer it
Okay.
one by one right on top.
So I'll help you with
Oh, you have
that.
this nice and separated. That's easy.
Yeah, you like it that way, I know.
Sure.
You always say leave it, make sure when you serve prosciutto, it's laying flat. Don't make
That's right.
roses out of it because you don't want to eat it like that. You want it to be very
Right.
silky and light on your tongue. See, I listen.
This is a really good idea.
All right, is that enough or you want more?
Let's put one more.
Use it all? Or that'd
The
be
more
too
you
much?
put, the more you find, you know? Right?
Yes, yes,
I like it rich.
yes.
Now you take it and just roll it. Roll it very tight, like this,
Oh, nice.
right? And then what I like to do is take it and roll it literally in the paper.
Okay.
Okay, give it a little twist
Oh, nice.
so it keeps its shape,
Uh-huh.
right? And then just let it cool off.
Should I put that in the fridge?
You can put it in the refrigerator, or you could actually even put it in cold water as well, like we did the regular
Oh,
mozzarella.
because this is sealed.
You know, what we made today is truly fior di latte, which is cow's milk mozzarella. But the true mozzarella is made from the milk of the water buffalo. Going back a history of over 1,000 years, the monks in the area of Campania, where Naples is, were the ones who first started to make this cheese mozzarella.
And you really have to find imported.
Yeah, you know, there are some locally made buffalo mozzarella. I don't attempt it. Where my family comes from, we've always made fior di latte. This is our field of expertise.
Right.
But the true mozzarella di bufala should come from the Campania area and a little bit of Latina, which is in the Lazio region of Italy. It's a little more pungent, very, very liquidy and creamy in the center, and you should try that because it's so diverse from cow's
It
milk
is
mozzarella.
delicious, but also I think you want to buy that in liquid, correct?
Yes, it comes in the liquid.
Yes.
It's flown in from Italy, and it comes in the liquid.
And so you want to also look for the DOP seal, which is the little
The
yellow
authentic
symbol.
buffalo mozzarella has 2 seals on it. It has the seal of the authentic buffalo, and it has what we call the DOP seal, which is means that it's a authentic product of
And
a
made
specific
according
area.
to the Italian
specifications.
requirements.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, now if you'd like, another one of our favorite fresh cheeses is ricotta. And if you'd
Oh,
like,
I
can show
would
you
love to make
how we make
ricotta.
a simple pot of fresh
There is
ricotta.
nothing like fresh ricotta versus buying in a grocery store.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick this in the fridge for us till
Okay.
we're ready for it,
Very
okay?
Now the next cheese I'd like to show you how we make is fresh ricotta.
I can't wait.
Now, technically, ricotta means recooked. Remember we were talking about the curds and the whey?
Yes.
Years ago, from the whey, they were never able to capture all the little bits of fat and protein. So they found and realized that if they recooked that way at a much higher temperature,
Okay.
adding a little bit of a acidifier.
Something acidic like
something-
vinegar,
lemon juice, it would bubble up. Little bits of fat and protein would bubble up. They would scoop that off, and that would be your true ricotta.
Oh.
We, however, make ricotta from whole milk.
Milk.
And because you get much more yield and much more flavor. Most ricotta, however, in Italy has been made out of sheep's milk. That was the real ricotta. If you want the best ricotta.
You have
best,
sheep's milk.
you get it in southern Italy, from Rome down south, from Tuscany down south, actually.
Oh, okay.
But for me, the best and the most flavorful is the rich Roman Lazio milk.
Next time I'm in Rome, I'm going
You
to
must have the
definitely
ricotta,
have some of
ricotta
that.
di pecora di Rome. I don't want to take anything away from the Sicilian ricotta or the Sardinian or the ones from Tuscany.
But your favorite is
from Rome.
Okay.
No
well, I'm going to
question about
definitely
it.
try that.
No
But you know, I
question.
also think that making it from milk is certainly much more accessible to the
That's
home
right.
cook.
That's right. And you know, it's really basically ezy to make fresh ricotta.
Yeah, I did
And-
it once, but I have a feeling you're going to streamline it for me.
Well, in any case, we got the milk over here at approximately now at about 100, 110 degrees. And at this point, what I like to do is I like to add a little bit of salt to the milk.
Okay.
Because the salt, and this is where my son and I, in Italy they wouldn't add the salt, but the salt for me, it prolongs the life.
Yes.
It gives me,
It's a
remember, you're
preservative,
souring
right.
the milk by bringing the temperature up so high.
Yes.
So a little bit of salt is going to actually preserve the integrity of the ricotta for a longer period of time. We don't
Because
add much.
otherwise it wouldn't last very long.
We're
at
making
all.
a small quantity, approximately a gallon of milk, and with that I'm using just basically a teaspoon and a half of salt in it. Stir it around.
So 1
Now,
gallon
you got to
of
be
milk.
careful now. One thing you have to know, if you could use a diffuser on the bottom, it's better because you can burn the milk. And making ricotta, the milk usually does burn on the bottom.
Okay.
So when we get to the part where we're starting to scoop out the curds, you want to make sure you don't go down
to the bottom.
bottom.
Now, and just so that everyone understands, a diffuser is something that goes on your burner and it just literally softens the effect of the heat. And they're very easy to find. You can buy it in any good houseware store, hardware store. They come in wire shapes, they come in like metal pan shapes. So you just ask for a diffuser and it's very easy and inexpensive.
And here, now I'm going to add the vinegar.
Okay,
Now, I've
so how much
diluted it-
vinegar?
I've diluted it with water. In here, for a gallon of milk, you could use anywhere from a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. Okay, so I used a tablespoon and a half, and then I equalized it with water.
Okay, so
Okay.
we have a gallon of milk, 1.5 teaspoons of salt,
Right.
1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar
Yeah, I
that's
would-
been slightly diluted.
Slightly diluted, that's
Okay.
right. And you just pour it in, right?
And start stirring.
And stir. I like to agitate it a little bit in the beginning.
So you're helping it along.
I'm helping it a little.
That's good, and we need to do that.
And you really need, for it to really start to take and react, you need to be about 170 degrees. And I see right now we're about at 150.
So we have a little more to go, but it will heat up very quickly, so you want to keep your eye on it, right?
That's right. That's
It's like sauteing garlic. Don't take your eye off of it, or you're going to end up with black garlic.
That's right. And occasionally you would stir it, but not
I see little
going-
bubbles forming on there
Yeah,
too.
but not going down to the bottom, remember?
Right, because you don't want to stir up any of that. So,
You'll see it's forming already.
yeah,
Yes.
oh, look at that.
Okay, and sometimes, and remember this is very hot, so you want to be very careful, okay, not to burn yourself. When we make ricotta, usually we put it into what we call a drainage can, because as you scoop it up and you place it into the can,
Okay.
there's little
Oh, I see. There's holes in here.
Okay, at
So
home,
it'll drain
if you-
evenly.
right. If you have a strainer, something like this, with a very fine strainer, as it's bubbling up, and you'll see it starting to form, right?
Yes.
See here, here's the curds.
Oh, look at that.
And sometimes it has a little eruption, like a volcano. Boom, it comes up. So you want to be careful.
I bet kids would like that.
They would, but
Yeah.
again, with kids,
Yeah,
you
be
want to be
careful,
careful.
it's hot.
You're dealing with a very high temperature,
Right.
and you don't want anybody to get hurt. We're up to 160 degrees now. You should really strain the ricotta well. Some people use a cheesecloth. This is a cheesecloth, very fine, where you could actually use that.
Available in the grocery store.
Right, you know, you wouldn't make an umbrella out of this, you know.
No, because it drains. So it's a really fine mesh cotton, and you can drain your ricotta through here and other items.
I'm going to just strain it here, and I'm going to dump it right into the little cup. Okay, now you
Oh,
see
look at
how
that.
the ricotta is now
Beautiful.
formed. Okay,
Oh my God, I can see the whey coming out of there.
that's the separation. Now, you know what another name for ricotta is? In English, they say pot cheese. Why?
Pot cheese, yes.
Because
it's
this is
cooked
made in a pot,
Yeah.
and it's really
Well, other cultures, I think, call it pot cheese, right?
right.
Yeah.
How's
oh,
that
that
look?
looks fabulous. As you said, the liquid is clear.
That's right. The liquid be
Wow.
clear,
How amazing.
but we use the drainage cans because there's still liquid in there.
So it'll still come out.
So you might
But-
want to pour it and drain it a little bit like that.
But you're doing it at home and you don't have the perfect container, so that's okay. And this would be what, about 3 pounds?
That's a 3-pound
Yeah,
can.
so it's much more than we're making here. Oh, that looks gorgeous. And you know, this really smells good.
Okay, so this is your
Oh, it
fresh ricotta.
Looks beautiful, it smells beautiful.
It's very hot now, so I would let it
All
cool.
right, so I won't even taste it yet.
You know, Barbara, you really should chill it real quick. Fresh ricotta, we used to pack it under ice.
Oh, okay.
And that's the key to having longevity of life, shocking it from very hot to very cold.
So I'm gonna put this in the fridge.
Put it right into the refrigerator, so put it so it doesn't make a mess because of the way.
Well, it won't make a mess because we have it on the sheet pan.
That's right, okay.
Be right back.
Okay,
Lou, I went and got that mozzarella roll that we made with the prosciutto.
okay.
Okay, so it looks beautiful. Let's get rid of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna slice this up for us. So we'll start in the middle. Oh, look how beautiful that
Very
came
nice.
out. Good job. Now, about how thick do you slice this?
Oh, it's to your pleasure. You know, that's a good size.
Half an
Half an
inch?
inch is good.
Okay.
All right, and maybe you want to put it right onto the plate, make a nice display, and serve it in your antipasto. It's what I would.
Yes. I think that's a great idea. So this would be a great thing to put out with some Prosecco when you're waiting for people
That's
to
right.
arrive, finishing to cook dinner.
Usually we like to let it chill for several hours before
Right.
we cut into it.
So it's just a little,
But you
still a
wanna know
little bit
something,
warm.
Barbara? It tastes better this way.
Yeah.
It always tastes better when it's just
Well,
made.
yeah, sometimes food can be too cold
Right.
and you lose the flavors.
You lose some of the flavor.
You know what, I'm just gonna put one of these on the end, like so.
All right.
All right, and we'll just finish slicing this up. And we'll just put that there. Okay,
Okay.
so that's one mozzarella and prosciutto roll.
Right, and now if you want to take the ball of the fresh mozzarella, we'll slice it.
Okay.
We'll have it with some beautiful tomatoes I see you have.
Yes,
and
nice.
some fresh basil.
Nice summer Jersey tomatoes.
And I love the baby basil. like that.
Isn't that
It reminds
nice?
me of the basil in Liguria.
This basil seems to be holding up better now that the weather has gotten a little
A little
cooler
colder,
here
yes.
in the east.
I know, it doesn't stand up to
Yeah.
cold basil.
But it does, and that basil supposedly is going to be a winter over. So I'm gonna bring it into my house. This is slicing so nicely. So I guess I should cut some of these slices in half actually, don't you think? So that we can lace those through the tomatoes.
Okay,
Okay?
looks beautiful.
All right, so we'll just sort of layer those colors, red and white, looks pretty.
And you know what the colors represent?
The flag of Italy.
That's right.
Yes. I think
This
it's
is
beautiful.
the traditional caprese salad.
Yes.
Capri.
So there is the caprese mozzarella, and we would put just a little balsamic glaze, maybe
Sure,
drizzle.
that's good. Always
Just
do
a
the
little
balsamic
bit.
first, right?
And then the little extra virgin.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Okay, and just a little drizzle, and this isn't going to be easy to drizzle out of here. Oh, there we go. So just very slowly, take it easy. We have one more thing to do. So I'm going to give you a plate. Let me take this away,
All
okay?
right.
We don't like to have that little mess. All right, take that away. Some of the fresh ricotta.
Okay.
So I'm going to take some. Oh my goodness! Look at the consistency of this. How lovely. And you suggested serving this with
A little bit of honey.
honey.
The acacia
So
honey is great.
a little bit of dessert.
That's right. Ricotta is good savory with a little black pepper and salt. It's also very good as a dessert. You could make, this is what we use for cannoli cream. You could make a nice cannoli cream by
Yes.
adding sugar and whipping it up, and presto, you got cannoli cream.
Shall we have a toast?
Absolutely. Let's taste this ricotta.
Oh my God, that's heaven. Lou, thank you so much for joining me today and teaching me how to make fresh mozzarella, fresh ricotta. You always have the best tips. I love when you come on my show, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, thank you, Barbara, for having me. I'm happy to share this with you and your viewers.
And thank you, viewers, for joining us today on Stress Free Cooking. I hope to see you again soon.
Funding for Stress-Free Cooking is brought to you by Cutco. Cutco has been making high-quality products in Olean, New York since 1949. Cutco's straight-edge blades are durable, flexible, and hold a razor-sharp edge. And by Melissa's. Established in 1984, Melissa's World Variety Produce is currently the largest distributor of specialty produce in the United States. You could depend on Melissa's for delivering great quality products in fruits and vegetables.
Enjoy Barbara Seelig-Brown's cookbook as she shows you how to make stress-free dishes in the comfort of your own home. Offer made by Stress Free Cooking for $19.95.